Hi friends! Today I'm going to be making Hoshi Imo dried sweet potato. It's a cooked and sun-dried or oven-dried sweet potato you can enjoy as a healthy snack. It's actually supplied as rations at wartime, but it's delicious as you can imagine. What I love about the sweet potato is the texture. It's a little bit firm, but as you chew, you can feel the natural sweetness. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to cook my sweet potato in my rice cooker. I have never used a rice cooker to cook my sweet potato. But lately, as you know, I'm learning how to use rice cooker not only for cooking the rice. I'll put my sweet potatoes, scrubbed and washed really clean, into the rice cooker bowl. Pour out 1 cup of water, it's about an inch from the bottom. Press the button to start cooking. While you are cooking, it smells so good in my kitchen. You can smell the sweet, comforting aroma. If you don't have a rice cooker, you can just steam it or whatever the cooking method you have. The cooking time depends on how large your sweet potato is, but about this size of the sweet potato, it's going to take 30 to 40 minutes to cook through. It's done. Let's see and check the sweet potato. When you stick the skewer and go through smoothly, it's good to go. Take it out and we are going to peel the skin. I just want to peel off the outside of the skin, so we should do it while it's hot. But it wasn't easy to peel off as it is. So the idea comes up to my mind. What if soak in icy water, just like tomatoes? And I put it in icy cold water for about 20 to 30 seconds. And it turns out great. The skin comes off really smooth and you can get the nice green sweet potatoes. Then cut into about 7 to 8 mm slices, 1/3 of an inch. It's viscous and stick to your blade, so moisten the knife every once in a while to release the potato from the blade. It's so much easier. Place it on the cutting board and slice horizontally for the last slice. Now let's dry cooked and sliced sweet potatoes in an oven. Traditionally, we sun-dry the sweet potato, so let's compare if there are a difference. The oven-dry version, put them in a 100 degrees Celsius oven for 1 hour and flip it over and cook another 1 hour. It shrinks a little bit and it is dry to the touch, but still has the flexibility and the bounce. And sun-dry version took me 3 days under the sun and it still has a moist texture, but the color is not really good because it takes days. So I would say I would choose to do in an oven. And you don't have to worry about the rain and the bugs and the birds are coming and stealing your sweet potatoes. And that's it. We have our Hoshi Imo dried sweet potatoes. You can toast it in a toaster oven to make it crispy and you can enjoy another texture. It's so tasty. ごちそうさまでした。Thank you. Hi friends, today I'm going to be making Imo Youkan. Imo Youkan is a Japanese traditional autumn dessert that is made of sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are in season, and at this time of the year, I crave this dessert so much because it tastes so good. The taste is so simple and humble, but I give it a little twist to add some texture and look gorgeous. I hope you like it too. Let's get started. Scrub sweet potato well, wash away the dirt and clean the outside. 1/3 of the sweet potato will be used as toppings, and cut them into 1 cm cubes. Cut them into 1/2 inch cubes. Release in water and remove the excess starch. You should release in water just after cutting it into cubes, otherwise it will turn brown and won't make a beautiful final product. And to the rest of the sweet potato, cut in 1/2 inch slices and cut off the skin. Tough fiber is run through just underneath the skin, so we should remove about 5 mm inwards from the skin so that you can make a soft and silky smooth texture Imo Youkan. Cut into chunks and release in water as well as the topping. Now you have thick skin from the sweet potato, you can make a stir fry, kimpira as we call it. Cook and season with honey and soy sauce, and it will make a great side dish. To make the toppings, bring water and sugar to a boil and add prepared sweet potato. Cook on medium heat for 10 minutes or until done. Leave it until used. For the filling, add a pinch of salt and water halfway up to the sweet potato and start cooking on medium-low heat. Cook for 10 minutes or until done. While still hot, pass through a sieve to create a smooth texture. Use a sturdy spatula to do this job easily. Or you can use a food processor. Separate the liquid and sweet potato from the toppings. Measure the syrup and add water up to 1/2 cup, 120 milliliters. Put the content powder in a pot and pour the liquid. Turn the heat to medium-low and stir until it comes to a boil. Keep boiling for at least 1 minute. Keep in mind that content should be really cooked and completely dissolved in water. If you are not boiling it, the granules of the content will remain in the liquid and the texture is not good. After boiling for 1 minute or more, turn the heat off and add in the sweet potato. Mix well and turn the heat to low and cook a few minutes more until it comes to a boil again. When the filling looks shiny and glossy, stop cooking. Prepare a container and drop a vegetable oil and grease the inside. Pour in sweet potato filling and cover with topping. Push gently to stick each other. Leave it until it comes to room temperature. When it's set, cut into bite-sized pieces. Content is a gelling agent that is not melting at the room temperature, so you can leave it on the countertop, but if you want to keep it longer, keep it in the refrigerator and keep it for the next couple of days. The filling is so smooth and not overly sweet, and the topping has a slightly crunchy texture. This is what I want, and this is perfect for the afternoon treat. I hope you will give this recipe a try. And let me introduce another beautiful aprons from my friends. I just love it. Hi friends! Today I'm gonna be making Japanese steamed cake mushipan. Mushipan is a nostalgic treat for me. One of my aunts is very good at it and I asked her what's the secret and she said it's soy sauce. I had no idea the soy sauce makes the mushipan so special. It looks like muffins, but it contains much less sugar and fat. It's perfect for your kids' after-school snack and your coffee break. Let's get started. Scrub your sweet potato well and cut into dice. Soak in water to remove any excess starch. I'm using sweet potato from Kagoshima Prefecture. It is called Imo, a special kind of sweet potato that is exceptionally good. But you can use any sweet potato you can find. By removing the excess starch, your sweet potato keeps its shape and cook well. Drain and transfer to a small pot. Add a little bit of sugar and pour water to cover and cook on medium-low heat until almost all the liquid is evaporated. If you are using a sweet potato that has a lot of moisture in it, add less water. When you cook sweet potato for toppings, you should cook with a little bit of sugar over relatively high heat to keep its shape and cook quickly. It looks good. Cover and leave it until the cake batter is prepared. Shift your sugar if there are any lumps. Crack one egg into the bowl and whisk together until mixed well. Mix until the sugar dissolves, then add your milk. If you are using a smaller egg than mine, add a little bit more milk. Add vegetable oil and continue mixing. Mix until the ingredients are well combined. Shift together the all-purpose flour and baking powder and mix until you have a smooth batter. Last but not least, add soy sauce. I add about half a teaspoon. What this does is add a little bit of saltiness and umami to the batter to enhance the sweetness. You can always add salt instead. Mix until evenly incorporated. For the cake mold, set parchment paper cup into ramekins. You can use standalone cupcake paper cup if you have one. Divide the batter into 5, spoon it into each cup. The cake batter should fill up to 60% of the mold. Top with sweet potato we cooked earlier to cover the surface. Sprinkle black sesame seed. These complement each other. And steam them for 15 minutes. I am using a bamboo steamer. It is very useful to make steamed dish like this. You can steam vegetables or fish or dim sum like pork buns. Good to have one in your kitchen. Bring water to a boil 2 inches up from the bottom. Place the bamboo steamer and cook for 15 minutes over medium-high heat. After 15 minutes, it looks like this. They expand twice as much and look so cute. Be careful when you open the lid. Open the lid the other side of you to avoid facing the steam. The steam is very hot. You will burn your face, so please be careful with the steam. Take out the mold with your hand wearing the glove and be careful not to burn yourself. Take out onto the wire rack and release the steam and let it cool to room temperature. I made it with sweet potato today, but you can use kabocha squash or azuki beans. It's very humble and healthy treat for us Japanese people. Nothing special, but I like the simple taste. And it really goes well with milk. It's childish, maybe, but I can't stop pair with milk with my treat. I hope you like it too. Give it a try and let me know how you like it. Hi friends! Today I'm going to be making sweet potato apple pie. Last week I made caramel apple upside down cake and I have 3 more apples to make another delicious treat for the season. This is not maybe famous in other countries, but in Japan it's very popular. You can find it at train station at an affordable price. It is delicious and it's my all-time favorite. I have cut down the sugar as much as I can and it's the best pie for the Thanksgiving party. Let's get started. Let's start with preparing the apple filling. Core and peel the apples. Cut into 1/4-inch slices. Weigh the amount and add 10% of the sugar. Toast to coat so that the moisture comes out from the apple and you can cook the apple with that moisture. We don't want to add any liquid to cook the apple so that your pie will not soggy. Leave it for about 10 minutes until the moisture comes out from the apples. Cover and cook over medium heat. Bring it to a boil and reduce the heat to low. Cook 5 minutes until the apples look transparent and soft. Do not overcook, otherwise your apples lose their shape and end up in applesauce. Set aside until used. Now we are preparing the sweet potato. Wash well and scrub the sweet potato. I have a sponge for peeling the root vegetables. This is an excellent sponge that you can peel it while washing. Not only for sweet potato, but we use many root vegetables, especially in the winter, so it is very helpful to prepare the root vegetables. You can always peel by using a peeler if you don't have it. Soak in water to prevent changing the color. Cut into bite-sized pieces and soak in water again to remove any excess starch. Press them in a single layer in the steamer, or you can do it in the microwave and cook until soft. When you steam it, it's going to take about 15 minutes. When you do it in the microwave, it's going to take 5 minutes on 600 watt. Weigh and add 10% of the sugar, a pinch of salt, 10 grams of the unsalted butter. Mash it well to make a paste. The consistency depends on your preference. If you think this is a little bit too dense, you can add milk or heavy cream to adjust the consistency. But we cook with apple filling, which is supposed to have more moisture than the sweet potato, so I've leave any liquid out from my sweet potato for now. Okay, the filling is ready. Today I'm going to use store-bought puff pastry, but you can always use your homemade puff pastry. I have a good recipe for you, so go and check that out. Just process in a food processor, fold 2 times and you are ready to go. Let's assemble. We are using a 20 cm pie plate. It is worn out, but it is good to use. You can remove the pie very easily. The frozen puff pastry should be on the counter for at least 30 minutes or until it's flexible, but not too long. Still cold and has its resistance a little bit to wet. Take out the frozen puff pastry from the package. We use 2 puff pastries for the 20 cm pie plate. Roll out the pastry to fit the bottom of the plate. It looks a little bit smaller for the mold, but it is just fine. The thickness should be 3 millimeters. If you roll it out too large, it cannot hold the filling and it's going to collapse. The other one should roll out to a 30 by 25 cm rectangle. Cut into 10 strips by using a ruler and a pizza cutter. Maybe you have already seen my apple pie video. I always prepare the top crust beforehand to assemble the pie. Place the strip on top of each other at a 45 degrees angle to make a lovely lattice. You don't want to do it on top of the pie. If you do it on the filling, it's not easy to do. You can do it more manageable and it looks better pie like this. Poke the bottom pastry to give it a nice hold and let the steam go while baking so that your pie bakes up crispy. Crumble the leftover sponge cake or Castilla cake over the surface. Or if you don't have it, panko breadcrumb works well. Transfer the sweet potato and flatten the surface. And then transfer the apple pie filling over it. If your apple pie filling has excess moisture, the sweet potato soaks up the moisture, so you don't have to worry about that. Use your leftover pie crust to fill the gap around the edges. Slide the lattice on top and place it in a nice position. Press to seal with the fork all around the edges. And cut off the excess pastries with your scraper or knife. Keep your leftovers for another usage. Brush egg white or egg wash all over the surface. Let it chill in the fridge or freezer while preheating the oven. Preheat the oven for 190 degrees Celsius. Bake it for 30 to 40 minutes or until it gets golden brown like this. Look at that beautiful golden brown. This is the moment that I love. Smells heavenly in my kitchen. Leave it on the wire rack for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's not too hot to touch and slide off onto the wire rack to release the steam. It's not a good idea to take it off soon after baking. There will be a chance to collapse. So wait for 15-20 minutes before you take it out from the mold. If it's not easy to slide out, use a palette knife to help releasing from the bottom. For the finishing touch, brush apricot jam all over the surface. Apple pie and apricot jam should be warm at this point. It's easy to brush if it is warm, and you will get a nice glossy look for the pie. Line aluminum foil or something to catch the dripping apricot jam under the pie. You can skip it, but the apricot jam creates this pie's signature look. And the jam adds the other flavor profile for the pie, making this pie so special. I like having it at room temperature the day it baked, and it also good chilled in the fridge. You can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days, and you can freeze it for a couple of months. Apple and sweet potato go so well together. The sweetness from the sweet potato and the mild sourness of the apple pie filling just tastes like autumn. It can't go wrong when you put two good things together. You will love it too. Give it a try and let me know how you like it. friends! Welcome to Kitchen Princess Bamboo Japanese Everyday Food. Today I'm gonna be making spicy sweet potato cake. It's the season of Japanese sweet potato. I love to eat as Yakiimo, but this recipe is an exception. I used to make this with sour cream, but now I used strained yogurt for the healthy range. Let's get started. Let's make sauteed sweet potato. Cut your sweet potato into 1 cm slices. Soak in water to remove excess starch. Heat your frying pan on medium. Add in butter and swirl the pan to melt. Add in drained sweet potato and saute until the color changes a bit for a couple of minutes. Add in sugar and cook until the sugar dissolves. Add in the spices, cook until evenly sauteed. Turn off the heat and set aside until used. Grease the pan and preheat the oven for 170 degrees Celsius. Place a bowl on a scale and measure a strained yogurt. The liquid separate from the yogurt can be used for marinate chicken or bread making. Crack your egg into a large bowl. Beat until the yolks and white combine. Add in sugar and continue whisking for about 3 to 4 minutes. The mixture should look like this after whisking. The batter is rather thick. It doesn't have to be fluffy like sponge cake. Add in the oil in 3 times. Mix well until homogenized each time. Add in the strained yogurt and mix to combine. Sift together the flour and baking powder twice and mix to the egg mixture. Fold in the flour into the egg mixture. When no flour remains to be seen, mix until smooth with the cutting motion. If your cake batter is not mixed well, the texture becomes rougher and less moist. When the batter looks shiny like this, add in raisin marinated in rum and sauteed sweet potatoes. Mix until each sweet potato is evenly covered with the batter. Transfer to the prepared pan and even the surface. This is optional, but sprinkle crumb topping on the batter. Pop in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes or until surface is golden brown and the skewers stick into the potato easily. Leave it as it is for about 10 minutes. Then take out onto a rack. You can serve warm or chilled. Today I used the big tart tin, but you can definitely use round pan to make taller cake. The cake and potato are both moist, but crispy on the outside. Spicy aftertaste is the character of this cake. Freshly brewed coffee is my choice for the afternoon break, but for the kids, the milk is the best company. Give it a try and let me know how you like it.